everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's vlog, I have Gio in the Philippines again here in my channel. So today, me and Gio, we're gonna talk about religion, our religious belief. So we don't really talk about this topic, but this is inspired to the comment section. I have received a lot of comments about how do you deal religious conflict, especially if you are dating a Filipina that is religious and you are a non-believer. Have you encountered this kind of situation where you are a Christian and the woman that you are dating is a non-believer or maybe have a different religious belief?
Yeah, in my life I have. You know, it's such a complex topic to talk about because there's so many different scenarios.
Yes.
But I think it doesn't have to be a problem if, for example, if I was not the same religion as you, I think as long as I wouldn't intercede with your religious beliefs or didn't try to make arguments about it or the upbringing of, like, if we had kids, you know, and how you want to raise them, then I don't think it's ever an issue. But the people who are really stubborn in their beliefs, like if somebody's a non-believer and they want to argue, what, you know, I think it's just chaotic, and I don't think it'll ever work. If you're really like either extreme, either a non-believer or you're very hardcore Catholic, Baptist, whatever, and she's not, then you're going to have issues because you're going to be button heads. You both have to be easygoing and just accept.
Yeah.
And maybe make a rule not to discuss it or something. I don't know.
So, disclaimer, this is only based on our experiences. So this is just our opinions about this subject. Everyone has different beliefs and opinions, and we respect that, but this is also ours. So I hope you guys would also respect that. Yeah, I think for me, in my own opinion, having the same beliefs and same values in life is very important, especially if you are going to have a commitment with this person.
Right.
Because based on my experience, I have dated a non-believer. I am a Christian, and I have met a guy that I was in love with before, and he is a non-believer. And he is not just a non-believer, but he is like trying to influence other people, trying to convince other people why he is a non-believer and why everyone should also be a non-believer. So he is an atheist.
Yeah.
And this is something that we have conflict in our relationship. He was always trying to explain his views and opinions about the God and religion, how it is a scam. I truly respect his belief that he's an atheist. But what I don't like is when he tries to convince me also to be an atheist. So that is where we had conflict. This guy is Nora's dad, actually. So we had conflict in raising Nora, because I raised Nora as a religious person. He is also trying to instill his beliefs on Nora. So we had a conflict, and I feel really bad for Nora because Nora gets confused at her age. And she would start asking me, like she asked me like, Mom, if God is real, where is he? Why I can't see him? She would tell me what her dad told her, and she get really confused at her age. So I think having the same belief in life and values is very important in a relationship.
Yeah, it definitely helps for sure. But if not, then you definitely, when there's a kid involved, you have to agree at least, okay, you'll allow me to raise the kid through the Christian faith, or you'll have to agree that we're not going to raise her religiously, and
Yeah.
you have to do one or the other. You can't confuse the kid and do both. Yeah, for sure.
I also have friends that have different beliefs with them, and they end up converting to their husband's church. So there are Filipinas that are willing
Sure, I've
to
known a lot that have
convert.
done that. Yeah. I actually know a foreigner who was in Mindanao, and he met a girl who was Muslim, but he didn't know she was Muslim. She hid it because she was working in like Davao, I guess.
Yeah.
And they were dating, they were in a serious relationship, and he couldn't figure out why, she didn't want to introduce him to family and stuff.
Yeah.
And so finally, I guess after like 6 months, she said, "I'm Muslim." And he said, "Well, we've gotten very serious. Like,
Yeah.
now what?" And she goes, "Well, I can't convert because my family would just, I don't know what they would do, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't happen. You don't see Muslims switch to Christianity very often."
No.
And so she said, "Really, the only thing we can do is you would have to switch to become a Muslim." He's
Yeah.
like, "There's no way I'm going to do that." And so the relationship ended, but she basically hid it and let them get very serious. I don't know what her plan was in the end, because what did she think was going to happen,
Yeah.
But yeah, he was brokenhearted, and I think she was brokenhearted too. And he told me the story. He was very upset about it. And 6 months, she hit him, and they both fell in love with each other. And then at the end, religion ended the relationship.
I think most women are the ones who would be willing to convert to a different religion, who would willing to follow their partner's religion than the guys. I know a friend also that was a Catholic, and she met a Muslim boy, and she just converted very easily to her. She just abandoned her religious belief.
See, and I think that's a mistake. If you only do it for the reason because of the person,
Yeah.
and then the relationship goes bad, and then you're all of a sudden now you're Muslim or whatever religion you switch to, and you never really embraced the religion.
Yeah, you never really loved the religion.
Right, you only did it because of them. I think that's a big mistake. And of course, you got the people who are also they say, "Yeah, I'm a Christian," but they don't really follow you know what I mean? So you got that too. Definitely things you should talk about. I think this is probably one of those things you talk about within the first few weeks or so, and say, "Hey, what's your religion?"
Yeah.
Okay, hypothetically, if we were to become very serious, how do you feel about me going to church? And I think it's up there with like, do you want kids? Do you want marriage?
Yeah.
All that kind of serious talk.
Having the same religious beliefs is very important. I'll give you an example. When I was in college, I used to go to this Christian organization. It's like youth organization for
I think I've heard
Christians.
it, yeah.
And I used to go in this place.
Is it for? It's not for dating. It's just like single people to do events. Is
Yes,
that right?
for youth.
Youth, yeah.
Yeah, and we would like have Bible study and sing. The guy that I was dating, Nora's dad, he went there and he started talking about how God was a joke and things like that. I don't know what got into him, but I was so embarrassed.
Wow.
And that's something that I should have like thought thoroughly that this would be something that is conflict to our interests. In just that part, we are not already agreeing.
So definitely one of those conversations you should have early on, and then, I think there's plenty of Filipinos who will accept a guy who's not religious as long as he's not trying to stop her or trying to force her into, not believing, or vice versa or whatever. I think you just, I think most Filipinos are very easygoing, but if you start trying to persuade them to change or not believe, then there's going to be
conflict.
and maybe even with their family too.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's okay if you're a non-believer, you're an atheist, as long as you don't like insist your beliefs. You don't try to convince other people your beliefs. You just like respect other people's beliefs
And vice versa,
and
right?
vice versa. Yeah.
You shouldn't try to convert him.
Yeah.
Eh, If he wants to convert, he'll convert, and if you want to choose not to believe, you'll choose not to believe.
Yes.
It's your own decision.
You have mentioned about your ex-wife is not a Christian when you get married.
Well, she's of a Christian religion, but not Catholic like I was. She ended up converting, but she converted because I wanted the kids baptized Catholic and stuff, but then she ended up quitting going. So, you know, that was kind of a mistake to kind of try to push it
Yeah.
on her. I should have just never. We should have just did our own separate thing, but
Yeah.
or one of those conversations that should have been had at the beginning, you know.
So yeah, that is our thoughts about having different religious belief. I think it's very important that you will talk about these things early in the relationship because I think this is very important.
Yep. And really, there's no reason it can't work out, but if you're going to be trying to force your religion or vice versa,
Yes.
then
It's not gonna work. Yeah, so this is based on our experience. So if you have any experience about religious conflict, comment your thoughts in the comment section down below, your experience. So yeah, this is the end of this vlog, and if you guys like this video, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys again soon. Paalam!